And away we go. It is the Nightcap, brought to you by Hail Mary Sports Bar right here on BearcatJournal.com. Go see our good friends at Hail Mary's. They're in Harrison. They're in Cheviot. They're on Harrison. There you go. In Cheviot on Harrison Avenue. They're located in the Dora District. You can go from bar to bar with your drinks, or you can just hang out at Hail Mary's. 27 TVs, 9-screen video wall. They've got the DirecTV sports package so you can see all the games, and Cincinnati sports will always be on the video wall. Food trucks on the weekend, brand new draft lines, brand new walk-in coolers, and of course, ice cold Cincy Light in 32.8 degree frosted glasses. All right, it's the tone is going to be a little bit different tonight because not only were me and Keegan and new intern Austin at the scrimmage on Saturday, but Aaron was able to make it down. Dave was able to make it down, so you'll get some you get plenty of camp coverage throughout the week, but this is a chance for Aaron and I to chat. I know Brent's probably going to be mad at us because we didn't save all this for tomorrow night, but we have other content to produce, buddy. So let's have at it. Scrimmage yesterday. Ultimately, what counts is who scores and who doesn't. And the offense, I thought, handled the day with some explosive plays in the passing game. That doesn't mean I think the defense played bad. I thought they stopped the run really well, especially the first and second teams. But it was an impressive day from Brendan Sorsby, Brady Lichtenberg, and the receiving core. Although I did think there were bright spots for the defense as well. Aaron, you were there. What did you think?
My first thoughts as I walked away is that was the most special teams practice I've seen since in a practice in a scrimmage since I've been covering this beat. And not only were they running first team, but they were running they were screaming out ones. They were then they'd redo the play and run it with the twos. Then they redo the play and run it with the threes. So they were making sure that all levels of special teams were getting plenty of practice in. And to me, that was a breath of fresh air. It was much needed and just makes you feel like things are moving in the right direction. And maybe it's not something we have to be quite so concerned about this upcoming season.
I think that's fair. I think I'm numb to it now because I've just been around it for, 10, 11 practices, whatever it is. But I can see, because we had the same reaction day one, day two. I can see you being, and they did a lot yesterday. And punt, kickoff, field goal, and Luke Pascal is he's a dude that makes sure you're paying attention at all times.
So I was happy to see that. The speed of this receiving core certainly stood out to me. I know we've talked about it plenty, but to see it firsthand, to take it in, and I don't just mean the guys that they brought in as the guys at the top of the room, but everyone, all the way down to some of the incoming freshmen, Gio Contosis, who looks like he's a junior. He's built different, that kid. Oh, my goodness. But very impressive to see a catch and run from Cyrus Allen where he literally just ran away from the entire defense while catching it in the middle on a cross route. It wasn't anything crazy. It wasn't a deep ball. It was just catch and run around and away from everyone. And that's something that we haven't seen since really Trey Tucker and Tyler Scott.
Yeah. No,
so I was happy to see that.
There wasn't enough of that last year. There wasn't enough of that feeling of somebody's going to catch it and go. And Jeff Caldwell also almost – they stopped it because somebody got like a tag on him. But I don't know if they would have tackled that dude. Like, he almost had another one coming across the middle where he turned it upfield. Mm-hmm. I think he probably would have went for a touchdown, but they blew it dead.
I just wonder how much, just natural competition is going on in those rooms on a daily basis to where, I think that when we talk iron sharpens iron, and it's been a moniker for a long, long time, but it feels like this year is the first year, and again, a long time, where you're actually feeling that, where you feel like the guys at the bottom of that room are genuinely pushing and making the top of that room better. That was the sense that I got even in the limited time that I had on Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, I was going through the offense. If you haven't been to Bearcat Journal yet, go, because we're killing camp coverage like we always do. There's nobody in the market that comes even close when it comes to getting you ready for a UC football season. Keegan's got a practice report. Austin's got a story up. I've got the offense 2 deep up here within the next 24 hours. We'll have the defensive 2 deep up. Dave's got some thoughts in the practice report thread. So we're killing it. But looking at like the 2 deep, like the first 5, I think Cyrus Allen, Jeff Caldwell, Caleb Goody, Noah Jennings, Isaiah Johnson. And then it gets interesting because there's 4, 5 guys you could put in there. Yeah, I mean, Barry Jackson, Elijah Jones, Corey Anderson, Gio Contosis. Like, this is the deepest that room's been in a long time.
Dakari didn't practice on Saturday, right?
No, he did.
Not mistaken. There was somebody was sitting out. One of the freshmen from last year was sitting out.
Kale
Woodburn.
Yeah. He's had a little bit of an issue all spring. Dakari made a couple plays yesterday.
But guys that stood out to me, though, Elijah Jones, another guy who just looks like he's built a little different. Barry Jackson had a big play where he ended up scoring. So people were concerned that there were no Barry Jackson sightings throughout camp till the scrimmage. So lights come on and Barry Jackson comes out. Shocker, I know. But no, it was just really, really good to see the receiver room. Like I said, I mean, when you think about what we had the last couple of years, I don't think that we had anything much further than
there's a lot more speed.
Roster guys.
It's a lot more speed. My two favorite plays of the day both involve Cyrus Allen for different reasons. The one, UC has put up a video of the catch and run. It was just a real high level power 4 receiver making a catch and run for the touchdown. My other favorite thing I saw Saturday was the end around. There's an end around to Cyrus Allen, and he's going right to left. Okay. And they draw the play right, and then they pitch it to Cyrus Allen, and he's coming back around to the left. And we're standing in the end zone. It's right in front of us. And Logan Wilson feels the play going right, but he's like the first one that like figures out it's going to come back left. So he turns around and he starts to get to where he can like take away the angle. And Joe Cotton is just standing there. And you can see him figuring out like, there's a wall. There's a literal human 6'7" wall standing in front of me, and he could not get around him. And Allen cut off of Joe Cotton and ran it in for a touchdown. And it was like, that's why you go get Joe Cotton, because Allen, I think Logan Wilson would have made the play before he got to the edge if Cotton wasn't there. And I can't wait. I didn't get to see Logan after the practice. I can't wait to ask him about that. Hopefully tomorrow.
I have a feeling that answer is going to start with
He's the best. I love Logan Wilson. And anything else stick out to you?
Yeah, I mean, just the defense felt like it was just upon first glance. The team as a whole just looks bigger. And you've talked about that, but again, to see it, you hear it and then you actually get to see it, and it's two different things. So it just makes you feel better to see just a bunch of more large humans that look like they would stack up well with another group of large humans, as opposed to hoping that David can beat Goliath.
Right.
You know, so it's just a little different there.
It's not a reliable
but the
strategy.
defense,
like David might get Goliath occasionally, but you don't want to always be in that situation.
No. But I thought the defense, I don't know. I felt like they had a different energy about them. They just look like they fly around to the ball a little faster. Again, speed being one of those things, but I feel like the hats get to the ball quicker. There's more guys around when the play's over. There's more guys around where the guy who had the ball is, and I don't think we saw that last year quite as much as you want to see to feel good about your team. So I know it's early, and once you face adversity, maybe things get different. But right now, I think you watch and you feel good about what's going on, simply because, like I said, just everyone feels a step faster. Everyone has a different energy about them, and I know it's preseason, but I don't know. I'm way over my skis right now.
If there was anything to be concerned about, I didn't see much of a pass rush. There was not a lot of pressure up the field. Sorsby and Lichty had a lot of time to hang out back there, and the results showed it because both of them had outstanding days. So I'm still a little worried about the pass rush.
That's fair. Just even when you see, I don't know. I mean, when you run let me try that again. When you're running a 3-3-5, you have to have a lot of push with only 3 down linemen. I don't know if that's a hat tip to this off. Dave's ready. I don't know if he feels differently after watching practice. I haven't talked to him about it, but he was ready last week to start whispering that maybe this offensive line is better than even last year's offensive line. That's a huge compliment. But I don't know that I disagree.
But it could be, the old Washington Redskins, now Commanders, like 1970s offensive lines that, Dom, I don't care. You have to get the quarterback off his spot. One way or another, the quarterback cannot stand there and just actively, because we saw Lichty and Sorsby both, like the coverage wasn't bad most of the day, and they were throwing dimes. And a lot of why they're throwing dimes is because they're standing back there, filing their nails, waiting for guys to get separation.
Sorsby was threading needles. He wasn't just throwing dimes. He was finding windows, tight windows at that. Granted, there would have been some where a receiver may have had his head just decapitated.
There was
from his
one
body.
he threw in a really tight window, but it was a rope like 40 yards downfield.
Was that to Jennings?
I think it was. It was right in front of us.
It's either Jennings or Goody. I can't remember. It was one or the other.
It might have been Goody. But we both were like, if that was full speed, he would be wondering what day it is. But the ball got there on time. It just would have been after the catch. There was a safety that was running fast. Running fast. But yeah, I mean, it's going to stick with me, Aaron, until we see. I don't think this is going to be a team that sacks the quarterback a lot. I don't. But if you're not going to sack the quarterback a lot, you better get them off their spot. Like, you better be able to get them at least a little bit uncomfortable in the pocket, because it's going to be a really good year for quarterbacks in this league. They can't just sit there and pick you apart, because they will. So that's been one of my main concerns coming into the season. Through the first scrimmage, I've seen a couple guys. I think CJ McCray has been impressive on the 2D defense. He'll be right behind Micah Coleman. And if he's able to keep getting after the quarterback, especially on third down, on passing downs, I think you'll see a lot of him. But, that's just, I'm sure we'll hash it out more tomorrow on the BBP, but you got to get them off their spot. You got to at least make them a little uncomfortable. They can't just stand back there and feel like they've got, the Secret Service around them protecting them.
There's a lot of dudes in that defensive end room, in that edge room. And if you want playing time, it is there. You just have to grab it. So if you want to be, I don't think that spot has been necessarily earned by anybody yet. And I think that if you're looking to make your name, I think that spot has just as much opportunity as anywhere on the field.
Yeah. We will save the rest for tomorrow. There's plenty more to get to. Anthony DeFino on Wednesday night. Also, Keegan and Austin are going to join me and Dave. We'll have a little camp roundtable action and plenty more to come. It's going to be a busy week as we inch another week closer to the start of the season. That's the Nightcap, brought to you by Hail Mary Sports Bar, right here on BearcatJournal.com.
See ya!